Good morning, beloveds. There's a whole lot going on today. Um, yeah, it was a busy day yesterday and a busy day today. So, first, first off, I will request that treatments for New Orleans, for Louisiana. Um, I have not turned on the news yet, so I'm not sure where Ida is. So I will do that shortly. But yeah, it's hurricane season. So, treatments for the people of Louisiana, for the land of Louisiana, for the animals of Louisiana, for the trees of Louisiana, uh, and all of that. And then we did have a fantastic food market yesterday. We served 171 families. So, we are going to continue to do them until they no longer need us. And yeah, that's the goal, until they no longer need us. That's the treatment there. We also drove up to the Renaissance Festival to take the first layer of grime off of the booth and crossed the Waller County line, and there was no road. It was literally a dirt road. It was a 4-lane dirt road, but that was weird. So my husband and I were like out last night. There was just, yeah. So, busy day, and I let myself sleep in this morning. So, alright, it is August 29th, and our title is All of God is My Inheritance. And then our quote is, Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. That's from Ecclesiastes 7:11. I strongly encourage you to go read the the line before and the line after, because not sure. All right. He who created me acts through me. He has never loosed me from his eternal embrace. Eternal mind is my father, and infinite love is my mother. Into me, their beloved creation, they have given fully of themselves. All power in heaven and on earth is mine, for my inheritance is incorruptible. I may not believe this at times, but it is the truth. Though I let my human mind deceive me, still the heavenly presence enfolds me, knowing that I shall awaken to truth. Too long have I dreamed that the world could hurt me and people disturb me. I now realize that I am the Son of God and free to live with wisdom and plenty. Health is my inheritance. Divine mind is incapable of knowing other than strength and wholeness. The health that created me acts through me. Pure life flows through my body, as pure thinking flows through my mind. I inherit every tendency to perfect life. Prosperity is my inheritance. Around me is all of God. Within me are the unlimited resources of mind. The bounty and fullness of spirit are mine this day and forevermore. I accept its abundance and use it with wisdom. Ideas are my inheritance. Infinite mind sustains its creation in all their ways. I have unlimited ideas of good to express. I always know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Never a hesitation on my part, for God has revealed right action for every moment. In this inheritance, I am always well and prosperous. The riches of this universe invite me to partake of their goodness, and I accept them with joy. All right. I like how he gives us a pass today. In that first paragraph, he says, though I let my human mind deceive me, still the heavenly presence enfolds me, knowing that I shall awaken to the truth. So he recognized, they, because this is Ernest and Raymond, they recognize that we have a human mind. We can use the divine mind, but we also have a human mind. And our human mind occasionally will or, we'll kind of duck out on the infinite. Our human mind will get caught up in the material world and go and forget. But he's reminding us right here that when we forget, even when we forget, it's like that the poem Footprints in the Sand. Why in times of trouble do I only see one set of footprints? My child, those are the times that I carried you. So the infinite presence, God, Spirit, Atman, whatever you want to call it, is always with you, whether you are aware of it or not. It's always with you. It is simply waiting on your conscious recognition that it's there. So it's always there. And so in those moments, then when you stop and you go, wait, and then you make the conscious effort to feel it, it's there. It's waiting. A couple of days ago, and Reverend Jesse referenced it, or maybe I did, I'm not sure. No, I did, because I'd read it on another, one of my classmates' page, that when we take one step towards God, God rushes to us. So that's exactly what it is. The Spirit is always there. Always there. It's up to us to recognize it. It's up to us to recognize it. And that is what spiritual practice is about. Spiritual practice is that dedicated time that we set aside to be aware of that presence. To be aware of that presence. We can communicate with that presence. We can ask for that presence. But it's about being aware of that presence. About feeling it wrap around us so that we carry that on the back burner with us all the time. We are implanting it, or just simply planting it in our subconscious mind so that it's always there. It's always simmering in the background. And then that way, in those times of stress, it's there. That is the value of spiritual practice. That is the value of spiritual practice. As Jesse says, practice makes permanent. So if the point of spiritual practice is to be aware of the divine mind, to be aware of the God presence, to be aware of the Spirit surrounding us, then in those moments when we are stressed, it bubbles up naturally because we've done the work. We've done the work. So, and I'm currently being yelled at by Gabby, so hey. All of God is my inheritance. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. Take it for what you will. It's a Bible quote. Ecclesiastes 7:11. Okay, so God who created me and acts through me. Oh, God who created me acts through me. God has never loosed me from God's eternal embrace. God has never loosed me from God's eternal embrace. Infinite mind is my father, and finite love is my mother. And if you want to switch them, feel free. Unto me, their beloved creation, they have given fully of themselves. Unto you, their beloved creation, they have given fully of themselves. God has never withheld anything from you. Now, you have gotten in your own way. I have gotten in my own way. Humanity, we have a tendency to get in each other's way. But God has never withheld from us. Ever. Ever. All power in heaven and on earth is mine, for my inheritance is incorruptible. And that would be an excellent statement as you walk into treatment. Whatever it is that you are asking for, whatever it is that you desire, all power on heaven and earth is yours, for your inheritance is incorruptible, because it is coming from an infinite source. An infinite source that is not bound by time and space. So all of it is right here, right now, right where you are. I may not believe this at times, but it is the truth. And that's what I'm talking about. Ernest and Raymond are recognizing that this is the truth, but we don't always believe it. We don't always believe it. Partly because we've been told by, others. And society and religion, as I always say, society, religion, and culture has interesting ideas about who we are. And it's not all the truth. It's not all the truth. There's a deeper truth than what society, religion, culture, sometimes even our own mind tells us. Therefore, though I let my human mind deceive me, still the heavenly presence enfolds me, knowing that I shall awaken to the truth. So God can wait because God knows the truth. God knows the truth. And because we use the divine mind, the truth is available to us. Too long have I dreamed that the world could hurt me and people disturb me. Now I realize that I am a child of God and free to live with wisdom and plenty. So now I realize that I am a child of God. And that's one of the reasons why I say every day, somewhere in here I work it in, that we are beloved children of God, in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. Because I believe that. And I say it every day so that you can believe that too. Health is my inheritance. Divine mind is incapable of knowing other than strength and wholeness. The health that created me acts through me. Pure life flows through my body as pure thinking flows through my mind. I inherit every tendency to perfect living. Okay, that in and of itself is an excellent realization. If you are looking for perfect words to say what it just said, use them. Use them. That is one of the benefits of having these books is from Ernest Holmes is he writes really well. You know, when they transcribed his talks, he has this way of stringing sentences together. And so if you cannot find the perfect words to say what it is that you want, and you find them in Ernest, use Ernest's words. And then feel free if you need to tweak a word or two, because trust me, Ernest would not mind. Prosperity is my inheritance. Around me is all of God, or within me are all the unlimited resources of mind. Unlimited resources of mind. We have access to the divine mind. We have access to it. We have the right and the ability to use it. The question is, do we have the desire? Or do we want to wallow? Sometimes we just want to wallow. And a little wallowing is okay. A lot of wallowing is not. Every now and again we need a good wallow. And then we pick ourselves up and we get on with it. The bounty and fullness of spirit are mine this day and forevermore. I accept this abundance and use it with wisdom, which I suspect that sentence right there is what that Bible quote is. I accept this abundance and use it with wisdom. So wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. So I accept the abundance, so I see it, and I use it with wisdom. Because if I use it with wisdom, I will make the most of it. Ideas are my inheritance. Infinite mind sustains its creation in all their ways. I mean, look at nature. Nature has interesting ways of sustaining itself. I have unlimited ideas of good to express. I have unlimited ideas of good to express. You have unlimited ideas of good to express. I always know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So, and that's the truth. We always do know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. The problem is we overthink it. So, sometimes we just have to let go and jump. Sometimes we just have to let go and jump. Never a hesitation on my part, for God has revealed right action for every moment. With this inheritance, I am always well and prosperous. The riches of this universe invite me to partake in their goodness, and I accept them with joy. And if you didn't hear the mission, then you just did. So the mission, should we choose to accept it today, is to recognize the richness of the universe, to recognize the invitation to partake in that richness, to partake in that goodness, and to accept that invitation with joy. It is also to realize that we are never alone, that we've never been abandoned, that God has always been with us. Sometimes God doesn't look like we expect it to look. Sometimes God shows up in a form like an orange cranky one that's talking to me right now. Sometimes that's God looking at us. Sometimes that's God reminding us to sit down to take a rest. Or reminding us that it's time to get up and feed them. So go out and look for the way that God shows up in your life. Because God has a myriad, an infinite way of showing up in your life. And those small, still moments, and sometimes those big, flashy moments. But I think we get so focused on the big, flashy moments that we forget about the little ones. We forget about the little ones. When I'm talking about, I'll show you. There she is. There she is. That's one of my angels. That's the one with no volume control. She's in here digging through the run jackets going, I want underneath. And I'm like, it's hot. What are you doing? She's a cat. Who knows? She's also 16, so she's allowed to do whatever she wants. All right. I'm also going to remind you, as I always do, to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like today, I had a busy day yesterday, so today is truly going to be a day of rest. I'm going to go to the center, support the service as I always do, and then I'm going to come home and take a nap. and rest. I was out for most of yesterday. I can hear it in my voice. My allergies are going, what were you doing, woman? It's fall. So, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Engage your mind and your body. Whatever that looks like. Go take a short walk. Go take a long walk. Take a nap. Drink plenty of water. Get that face full of sun first thing in the morning. Looks like we're not even going to get much of the rain. So, that will definitely, I was out before the sun was up yesterday, and I slept really hard last night. So, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. We will be back at 11 a.m. with you for the service. Reverend David will be on at 5 with you on Facebook Live, and I will see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Whatever else you do, please open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven now. It's up to you to do your spiritual work, to see it. All right? That wind, it's always there. That breath of heaven is always there. But it is ours to accept it, to be willing. All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself. Drink that water. Know that you are loved. And I will see you in a little bit. And you can always catch us on the YouTube channels, the Creative Life Spiritual Center or the Running Rev Ryan YouTube. That's where all of these are archived. So have a wonderful day and take care of yourself. Know that you're loved. Until next time.